Now the lining of the nasal cavity. Lining is, it is the epithelium. Which epithelium lines the which part? On this basis, this nasal cavity is divided into three regions: first, second, and the third. The first region that we know as a name of the vestibule, it is lined by the skin. It is skin. While the second region, this region is situated between the roof of the nasal cavity, that is formed by the craniform plate of the ethmoidal bone, and it is the superior concha. And this region is lined by the olfactory epithelium. And this olfactory epithelium, it has the olfactory receptors for the smell. And this olfactory epithelium appears pale in color. So, in the nasal cavity, the olfactory region is present in this area. It is up to the superior concha from the roof. Now the remaining part, it is lined by the respiratory epithelium. Respiratory epithelium, it is the pseudostratified. Ciliated columnar epithelium. This epithelium lines the remaining part of the nasal cavity. It has the cilia and it has the mucus gland. Goblet cells are present in this epithelium. So, on the basis of the lining, it is the three regions: lined by the skin, lined by the respiratory epithelium, that is the major part, and above the superior concha and the roof, middle 1/3 part of the roof, it is the olfactory region lined by the olfactory epitheliums, present the olfactory receptors, and here the olfactory nerves perforate this craniform plates and enters the cranial cavity. Now the arterial supply. Arterial supply of the lateral wall of the nose. Why? This is the arterial supply of the nasal septum. We divide this region into the four quadrants. This is the anterosuperior, anteroinferior quadrants. Same here, anterosuperior and the anteroinferior. This is the posterosuperior and this is the posterior-inferior. Same on the nasal septum. It is divided into four quadrants. Now, the arterial supply of the anterosuperior quadrant on the both sides. The anterosuperior quadrant of the lateral wall of the nose is supplied by the anterior ethmoidal artery. This artery, it is the anterior ethmoidal artery. This is the anterior ethmoidal artery. These are the branches of the anterior ethmoidal artery supply the anterosuperior quadrant. While here it is the septal branch of this anterior ethmoidal artery. This supply the anterosuperior quadrant of the nasal septum. Same. And this anterior ethmoidal artery, it is a branch of the ophthalmic artery. Ophthalmic artery. Now the anteroinferior quadrant. This anteroinferior quadrant is supplied by the branch from the superior labial artery. This is the superior labial artery. This is the superior labial artery. Superior labial artery, it is a branch of the facial artery. Facial artery. It gives a branch that is the superior and the inferior labial artery. This is the superior labial artery that perforates and enters the nasal cavity, and this superior labial branch supply the anteroinferior quadrant of the lateral wall of the nose as well as the nasal septum, and it receives few branches from the greater palatine artery. This is the greater palatine artery. This greater palatine artery branch of the maxillary artery, and its branch also supply the anteroinferior quadrant. So the anteroinferior quadrant chief branch, it is the superior labial artery, and small contribution from the greater palatine artery. It is a branch of the maxillary artery. Maxillary artery, it is a branch of the external carotid artery. Now the posterior superior quadrant. This is the posterior superior quadrant, and this artery, this is the sphenopalatine artery, the branch of the sphenopalatine artery, and this sphenopalatine artery, it is a branch of the maxillary artery. Maxillary artery, one branch, that is the sphenopalatine artery, enters through the sphenopalatine foramen and supply the posterior superior quadrant, and this is considered at the chief artery. It is considered at the chief artery, sphenopalatine artery. Its branches, that is known as the septal branch. Now the posterior inferior quadrant. The posterior inferior quadrant, it is supplied by the branches of the greater palatine artery. It is the greater palatine artery. Its branches pierce the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone and supply this posterior inferior quadrant. And this greater palatine artery also a branch of the maxillary artery. Now, in the nasal segment, at the anteroinferior region of the nasal septum, just above the vestibule, at this anteroinferior region, the septal branches of anterior ethmoidal artery the septal branch of the superior labial artery. Superior labial artery, which is a branch of the facial artery. Then septal branch of the sphenopalatine artery. Then septal branches of the greater palatine artery. The septal branches of these are anterior ethmoidal artery, superior labial artery, sphenopalatine artery, and the greater palatine artery. Their septal branches anastomosis with each other and form a vascular plexus leaf. Vascular plexus is formed. Where it is formed? It is formed anteroinferior part of the nasal septum, just above the vestibule. And this vascular plexus is known as the Kissel plexus. Kissel plexus, and this area is known as the Little's area, or it is known as the Kissel-Batz area. This is the most vascular region in the nasal cavity, and this is the most common site of the nasal bleeding. Nasal bleeding, bleeding from the nose, it is known as the epistaxis. Epistaxis. And this epistaxis is due to the fingernail injury, and this results into the severe bleeding, most common in the children and the adult. And this area, highly vascular region, known as the Little's area. And here the septal branches of the four arteries: anterior ethmoidal artery, superior labial artery, stenopalatine artery, and the greater palatine artery, anastomosis. And there is a plexus of the arterioles and the venules. And this plexus is the Kieselbach's plexus. And this is the most common cause of the nasal bleeding, that is known as the epistaxis in the children and the adult.